The original plan was to keep it really simple, like just make the experience of the website simple, clean, um, a touch of elegance, and we do still have, and we had many plans for the website that are many are still rolling, still in motion, not quite done yet. But the thing that we realized early on is the thing that works best is simplicity, always simplicity. So we have our regular clients, our loyal clients. They don't necessarily want to or care to use the website, but the purpose of it was to create an additional revenue stream and get known, and so it had to be simple. So that was really the main plan. Of course, there are parts of it that are not exactly fine tuned, and a lot of the content is still a work in progress. But even with that content is simple, like one image of the bottle, simple description of the wine, a note about the producer, not too many frills. Yeah, that was kind of the base of the concept, which seems to work most places nowadays anyway. So I think we're in line with current trends. A while. It took a few months to get it together because of when you're going for simple, you're trying to declutter. You're trying to every step. You're like, do I need this? Yeah, well, customers would like that. Like, but do they need it? Like, do they really need that? Do they need the ratings of the scores? Like, they can find those elsewhere if that's what they're interested in. We don't subscribe to ratings, so why should we have them on there? Since then, we've rethought that and we're considering it. I'm not saying we're going to do it, but we're reconsidering it. Sales work really well, always, especially if combined with the proper campaigning. So if you choose a good platform to campaign on and you link it to a sale, obviously your chances of closing, your closing rates go up tremendously. But if you have a sale and you just sort of leave it to the fates, that doesn't typically work as well. Yeah, you'll close more people who do visit your site by chance, but we've tried many. We've tried Google, Facebook, Wine Searcher. For wine companies, Wine Searcher is a good platform because at the very least, you're targeting the right audience, and there's a good chance they'll check you out. All the other stuff is like, we do email campaigns, we do a lot of stuff. It all sort of works, and it all sometimes doesn't. But what does work consistently is a campaign on a platform such as Wine Searcher or Facebook or Google linked to a sale. That tends to keep the numbers flowing. They are quite different. So the account management white glove end of the service, which is Will's cup of tea, is very much based on relationship building and building trust with the customer, getting to know them, getting to know what they're into and all that. And the e-commerce side of it is we're trying to translate that to the new customer on the lower end, so that it doesn't exactly translate. So they are two different businesses. And we're happy to run them that way because we have so many different SKUs. We have so many different bottles, so many different products. We have something for everyone. So that's why we're going to continue testing different types of campaigns, different types of sales and promotions until we figure out which one gets us the sweet spot of the target demographic we're looking for. We do have quite a few attractive items on the site that are there. Well, first of all, because we carry them, but second of all, they're there as showcasing. Like, hey, they have Biondi Santi. Wow, they have Maceto. Wow, they have Ornellaia. They have Gaia. Whatever whatever might match their interests. We're not going to put a Petrus on the website. Like, I don't think that'll ever happen. But we have a little French, we have a little Spanish, some California. Obviously, our focus is Italian, and it has happened, and it does occasionally happen that some unassuming customer just puts in an order for some bottles, and you're like, now, how would this customer know about these bottles? And so, that's an opportunity. Those are the opportunities to create more, loyal customers, and sort of like usher them into more of a membership situation with us, where we, they get private emails that the rest of the customers don't get. Like, there's special access. That's kind of what the whole white glove service thing entails. It's like you get an early access, you get promotions about things that aren't even going to be on the website, things like that. It's so they run hand in hand, they run simultaneously, they are separate, and they can concatenate. You can transfer one, and it doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's like, yay, we did it. So yeah, that's tough. The e-commerce, the focus is really to move some stock and just try to get the name out there. So there's plenty of information on the site and products for anyone who wants just a decent bottle of wine. Like, and that's what it is. We don't really. It's all pre-selected. We do the selection, and it's on the site before. We don't put stuff that we're like, I don't know if it's any good. Like, that won't happen. Like, there might be a few like private collector items that are left over that are on there, but they're definitely not part of any focus or promotion ever. So yeah, it can happen. I mean, it does happen. It has happened, and we're grateful for that. Most of the portfolio will be put on the website and made available to all, but not everything. And then a lot of these customers, like the higher end customers, sometimes they have special requests, or they special interests that if you don't have the relationship, you'll never know. You'll never know, because you're not going to put that wine on the website either. So unless and sometimes you can go looking for what they're into, and you find something, propose it. But the e-commerce doesn't work that way. It's like, here's our offering. What do you like? And if you like it enough and you want to come back, maybe we'll start treating you with some special regard, Well, like I said, it is more difficult these days to connect and create those relationships. But it's how you follow up with them. I think that e-commerce is a wonderful tool. It's a beautiful tool, and managed correctly, with the proper follow-up, the proper customer service and dedication to the customer. Because like, a lot of people think, oh, I'll just have a site and I'll sell and then I'm done. Like, and that definitely doesn't work well for the wine world. It may work well for Adidas or, let's not use brands. It may not work well it may work well for, shoes and accessories and cosmetics, but it definitely doesn't work very well for wine. But even in the wine world, there are bargain shoppers and cherry pickers, and and like they'll often, especially, that's why I said we don't really do many sales anymore, is because they'll come in, they'll ravage your portfolio during a sale, and then you'll never hear from them again. It's like, we want to talk to you, So yeah, It can be difficult. It's far more time consuming. I still think the reward is worth it. Like instill a relationship, when you create a relationship with a willing customer, like we actually happen to be friends with a lot of our customers because of how we treat them and how we handle them. And, that relationship does extend beyond emails and phone calls and e-commerce, all in its due time and in its due course. But yeah, it's not, e-commerce is just, for us, it's just the jumping board. It's just, it's just the trampoline. We know we'll never we're not trying to be wine.com. We're not trying to be the ultimate e-commerce, experience. We're trying to reach out to customers and not reel them in a bad way, but like be available to them when they do purchase something that they like, and how can we help? Like, is there other stuff that you like? And, what else can we get you? How else can we help you? Like, I know that's more and more common these days, but it's always about the how you do it. Don't do it. Oh, no, I would say prepare yourself. A long, steep road, and do a lot of research. Like, whenever you think you've got it, like, do a little more research, and then a little bit more, and then a little bit more, and then maybe start after you do just a little bit more. So I think it's just be over prepared is my recommendation. Expect it to be a slow in this industry. There are things, you never know when a site's going to go viral, and all of a sudden, like, dude, this site is amazing. Everyone's buying from it. And do they know what they're buying? And often the answer is they think they know what they're buying. Wine is wine, and most people know what wine is. So they're going to look for something that they like. And if they're in discovery mode, like, chances are they won't purchase on the first visit, maybe not even on the second. And then someone will say something like, yeah, I saw that on that other website, and all of a sudden they're back. You have to be prepared to wait it out as well. Sure, there are tools in place to, like, try to do, abandoned cart recovery and, reach out to, the website visitors, all within legal compliance, of course. What? Me? But yeah, it's be prepared. It's a long and torturous road to get somewhere where you feel like you're actually getting somewhere.